time with us. Slotkin's new insurrectionists. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, it's official. Other than maybe John Fetterman, there are no serious people left in today's Democratic Party. Only those who are so obsessed still with ousting Trump that they'll risk burning down our entire constitutional system to do it.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back. Don't give up the ship.
Now, let's be clear. They're playing games with one of the gravest outcomes for our country, a military uprising or coup against a duly elected president. Of course, being the frauds that they are, many of these same Democrats and others have accused Trump of doing exactly what they're tiptoeing toward right now.
Donald Trump does not back the blue. He backs the coup.
The president incited an insurrection.
There was an attempted political coup organized by the President of the United States.
January 6th was the culmination of an attempted coup.
An element of the Republican Party believes their political viability hinges on the endorsement of an attempted coup.
And Senator Slotkin, who thinks a lot of herself, tried to justify turning the military against the White House with a series of empty left-wing talking points.
Trump is following the same playbook as almost every authoritarian in history. And from everything we've seen so far, the Caribbean strikes, the list of domestic terrorists, military and law enforcement deployments across our American streets, he seems to be laying the groundwork to stay in power. Elections, therefore, could be canceled, or if they happen, he could surround polling places with military and federal law enforcement to intimidate voters. Trump could use the IRS to make it impossible for Democrats to fundraise.
First, these are all lies, every last one of them. Second, even if they weren't lies, the proper remedies for Congress to challenge the president's decision-making is either through the courts, and they're certainly doing that, impeachment, and they'll try that again, or the ballot box. Better luck next time. But Alyssa and Mark are writing their own rules and playing a very dangerous game here. There are two things that are true here. Number one, the president has no constitutional authority to use the military as his own personal army to rule the country and to then stay in power. And number two, the army must obey the legitimate commands of the civilian commander-in-chief elected by the American people. Now, members of the armed forces are not policymakers. They don't make decisions in the moment about whether they like an order or whether they think it's legal. It's just not how it works. And it's a fact that General Mark Milley seemed to have forgotten when he reached out to reassure the Chinese, remember, back in October of 2020, about what would happen after the election. He tried to explain himself to Congress.
With respect to the Chinese calls, my task at that time was to de-escalate. My message again was consistent. Stay calm, steady, and de-escalate. We are not going to attack you.
A lot of white rage there. Well, encouraging the military to think of itself basically as an independent force, not constrained by civilian rule, the president, that's tantamount to encouraging an insurrection. The fact that Democrats can so cavalierly encourage military members to actively defy their commander-in-chief, that just demonstrates that they're either too stupid to know they're encouraging rebellion or they're actively trying to encourage rebellion. And that's blood in the streets. And who then controls the nukes, by the way? This woman? Now, if any member of Congress believes that the military should regard and disregard an order from President Trump, well, either now or they should have in the past disregarded an order from President Trump, then that member of Congress needs to come on television, this show or another, and cite the statute or the constitutional provision that has been violated. If they cannot or will not do that in any convincing manner, then they're playing with fire and putting our entire constitutional system at risk. And it's all being done simply to score a few political points. Now, of course, Slotkin is getting huge blowback and answered her critics on X, saying this is the law passed down from our founding fathers to ensure our military upholds its oath to the Constitution, not a king. Well, this is a hateful woman who's only out for her own political brand. Last spring, her bitterness about a second Trump term was on display for all to see.
We're about to turn 250 years old, right? We're still pretty young for a country. These are our like our angry teenage years, right? We are going through this push and pull where we're happy, we're sad, we want this, we want that. And what do you do when you have a teenager who's threatening themselves and others? You just try to get them through this period alive so that their brain can fully form.
I wonder if she practices being that self-righteous and condescending. Does she practice that every day or in front of a mirror? I hope not. Now, this military uprising idea is just another bad act by bad actors and a bad play. Their lines are stale and they're unconvincing. Again, the real threats to democracy are in their party, nudging us toward this military coup, their opposition to voter ID, universal mail-in ballots, of course, vulnerable to fraud, trying to strip Trump's name off the ballot, by the way, defeated unanimously by the Supreme Court. And naturally, Slotkin got that one wrong as well.
Would you be comfortable with a court, not voters, with a court making that decision?
Colorado obviously knew what they were doing when they put this case together. They're trying to push to have this metered out in federal court, and now it will be. It makes sense. Frankly, in Colorado, we've got similar cases going on here in Michigan and other states to let the courts meter this out.
Meter this out? I don't know what she's talking about. It got goose-egged at the court, sweetheart. Now, these people are shameless. No wonder their members think that they can do anything, any undemocratic act with impunity. And that was what hard-left Congressman Chuy Garcia must have thought when he received a vote of disapproval after his sleazy move to bypass the voters to slip in his chief of staff to replace him. It's another anti-democratic move by the defenders of democracy. So these are unserious, dangerous people. They care about one thing: raw power. They will do anything, say anything to convince you in the midterms and the next presidential election to trust them again. Don't. And that's the angle.
You hear that? Cha-ching.
Under the Trump administration, America is back and America is open for business. In 4 long years, Joe Biden secured less than $1 trillion. In 9 short months, I've secured $18 trillion to rebuild our factories, create hundreds of thousands of jobs, and bring back those beautiful words, made in America.
The trade deficit's shrinking, the GDP's growing, and you hear that giant sucking sound? We flipped it. All those jobs are being sucked back into America.
We just took a picture backstage with some of the great business leaders and some of the great people, friends of mine from your country, and beautiful picture. And while we were taking the picture, I said, could you make it 1.5 trillion? So he's got something to think about.
The Saudis went from fist bumps with Biden to cash dumps with Trump. That'll produce jobs, jobs, jobs.
GE Aerospace will soon be delivering dozens of new airplane engines for 787 Dreamliners in Saudi Arabia's commercial fleet. Big order. It was a big order just secured. Every new job and every new factory created by these announcements builds up our middle class and really strengthens the industrial backbone of America.
Soon the whole world's going to be boarding 787s to come kiss the ring of the king. Just kidding. No kings. And throw back champagne in the big, beautiful ballroom, because last night's soiree in the teeny-weeny East Room was a little too cramped for these ballers. The dinner was so hot, the prince left his tux at the embassy.
Someone told me that there is in some of the bidding sites that they are bidding on me wearing black suits, and if you bid on me wearing black suits, I'm coming here with the black suits, they're going to get almost 17x So I want to tell them, sorry, you lose the bet. Maybe next time.
Big Balls wasn't there, but the next best thing was Ronaldo.
This room is loaded up with the biggest leaders in the world, business, sports. You know, my son is a big fan of Ronaldo, wherever Ronaldo is here. Ronaldo. And Barron got to meet him, and I think he respects his father a little bit more now, just the fact that I introduced you.
Ronaldo got a tour of the White House. I'm sure after Trump showed him the B-2 bomber models in the Oval, he took him into the alcove where Clinton and Lewinsky played hacky sack. And guess who else was there? Elon Musk. It's been a minute. Ronaldo took a selfie with him during cocktails. Trump said, "What's up, Musk?" when he rolled into dinner. I wonder if Elon crashed in his old office like the good old times back in the Doge days before Elon said Trump was in the Epstein files. I guess he was kind of right, but not in that way. But either way, water under the bridge.
They got the worst policy. I don't talk about it too much because if I talk about it, they might change. I tell people, don't talk about it. Wait till 2 weeks before the election and hit the hell out of them. Right? We talked about that, right, Elon?
So the boys are back? Maybe. Trump still wants to hear one more thing.
We're giving them a deduction on the interest if they buy a nice Tesla car and they borrow the money. You're so lucky I'm with you, Elon. I'll tell you, you are. Has he ever thanked me properly? But I'm giving them a deduction. Now, Elon would like to have it differently. A deduction only if you buy a Tesla, right?
Trump's not here to make war, just money. He only hates people who keep him from making it, like the Fed chair, too late Jerome. Trump wants him axed. And he asked Bessent to be the hatchet man.
The only thing Scott's blowing it on is the Fed. Because the Fed, the rates are too high, Scott. And if you don't get it fixed fast, I'm going to fire your ass.
Trump has a soft side, too. It breaks his heart when you go green.
Some of these countries that are losing their ass, we have countries that are going bankrupt because they're putting windmills all over the place. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money.
Money is Trump's favorite word. But the P word's clocking in at a close second. Peace. A peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine could come as soon as this week. Axios reports Witkoff hammered it out with Moscow and hinted Ukraine better take it. The White House says, as for the rest of Europe, we don't really care about the Europeans. So diplomatic. Trump's doing so much for peace that we have Nicki Minaj speaking at the United Nations.
I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage and calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria.
Nikki's ultra mega. You know who else is? Toyota. The Toyota CEO showed up to a NASCAR event in Japan rocking a Trump Vance shirt and a MAGA hat. Kind of weird, but the whole world's somehow America first. And America, just like McDonald's, we're loving it.
Approve of Trump on foreign policy at this point in term one. Look, Donald Trump was just at a 35% approval rating, up like a rocket. We're talking about 43% now. That's an 8-point rise. On the net approval rating, we're talking about a double-digit rise. The American people like much more of what they're seeing from Donald Trump in foreign policy in term two.
The country knows we have a fighter in the Oval. Trump's not going to the octagon. They're bringing the octagon to him.
The card that people expect to be at the White House. That's what I'm going to put together.
So it's going to be packed.
Trump versus Biden.
It's always about the fans. What do the fans want to see and what would get everybody excited? I mean, the fighters are literally going to walk from the Oval Office.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you're a fighter, they're going to walk from the Oval Office.
Why don't they pass a couple executive orders?
Fighters in the Oval. Teddy Roosevelt would be so proud. Biden thought he was a fighter, but he spent more time fighting a cough. The country loves fighters, always has. The Democrats know it, and they're not even in the ring.
Democrats, if we are going to deal with the onslaught from the White House, need to A, have a plan, and B, get a little more alpha energy into our leadership. Okay, a little more alpha energy.
The Democrats don't fight for Americans. They fight Trump or they fight each other. Van Jones is getting cannibalized.
I'm here on behalf of the 10 Gaza babies. Save our human children. Gazans are starving. Gazans are starving. Shut the f*** up. Gazans are starving. Gazans are starving because of people like Van Jones.
Oh, God. Democrats need to fix their party before they fix the country. Trump made it rain in Saudi Arabia with money and had dinner with Musk, Ronaldo, and Mrs. Ronaldo. And Nicki Minaj is our new UN ambassador. Kamala couldn't even sell herself. No way she could sell America. All can she sell is a book about how she lost.
We're here with Auntie Madam Vice President in Nashville. So excited for tonight's book talk.
It's great to be back with you, Justin. The power's with the people. Everybody make sure you vote.
Kamala took a break from her DEI book tour and hit the campaign trail. No one asked her to campaign in Virginia and New Jersey and New York, so she grabbed the bullhorn like Reverend Al and went buck wild in Tennessee.
Who's the power with? The people! The power with? The people!
Is Kamala ready to get back inside that octagon and trade blows with Greasy for the nom? Or is she still unburdened by what has been?
With all that you know to be possible, all that you know can be, unburdened, as you know I say, by what has been, but seeing what can be.
Kamala's new line, 107 days wasn't enough time.
Was 107 days just not feasible in terms of what you had to do?
It wasn't enough time.
Plain and simple.
It wasn't enough time, yeah.
Kamala was VP for 4 years. 107 days was enough. Donors lost $2 billion. With Trump, we scored $18 trillion. Now, I'm not that great at math, but America won.
Tonight, major momentum for President Trump. He is keeping his promises, outperforming his predecessors. Look at this poll that came out. Coming up, we'll have full highlights from his busy day in Washington. Plus, we're going to take you live to North Carolina, where more anti-ICE demonstrations, they are still underway. It's not stopping. Also, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is combating radical Islam in the Lone Star State. Two very important new terror designations in that state. And is it possible Sharia courts currently exist in the state of Texas? The governor will answer that question. And guess what? She's back. America's least favorite loser, Kamala Harris, back on the campaign trail. But we begin tonight with what some are calling an attempted coup, led by 6 Democratic lawmakers. Now, we first showed you the tape last night. Here's a reminder. Take a look.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Now, without citing any, quote, unlawful orders, Democratic lawmakers are telling members of our military, the U.S. military, and our intelligence community to rise up and defy your elected president, the United States Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, reassuring service members, people in the intel community, they will have their backs. Now, today, our very own Martha McCallum asked one of these lawmakers, Jason Crow, to explain this bizarre video. The congressman responded in a pretty vile way, trying and attempting to smear Martha with personal attacks. Take a look at this.
Well, that's unfortunate that in
seems-
politics these days, people grab something and twist it and contort it and lie.
Some
and,
might say
and,
that,
make it into
you have
something
grabbed
it's
something
not.
and twisted it and contorted it. You have, you're talking to young members of the American military, and you're not telling them specifically what it is they should see as illegal. So you're putting ideas into their head that maybe they're being asked to do something illegal, and what we're seeing actually is recruitment rising. and people wanting to join the military under the president.
Here's an interesting fact for you, Martha. Our men and women actually are very smart, very incredible men and women in our military. And
you don't
a
have
recent
to tell
survey,
me that.
Well, apparently I do.
No,
a
you
recent
don't,
survey
sir. I have great
polled them.
respect for the United States military.
You actually disparage them when you say that,
Sir,
a simple reminder is something they cannot handle.
You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. I didn't disparage them in any way. In fact, I give them enormous credit.
You don't think they can handle reminders about their legal obligations?
I think
these men and women certainly can handle it.
Checkmate, Martha McCallum. I'll say there. And by the way, he was rude, vile, interruptive, and he wasn't telling the truth. The language they used that we just played for you, there was no ambiguity in that language, what they were asking the intel community to do and our military to do. In case you're looking for more clarity, well, let's go to Stephen Miller. The video put out by Crow and the other 5 lawmakers is not just incredibly brazen, it also is deeply illegal. Listen to what he says.
It is insurrection, plainly, directly, without question. And when you have one of the lawmakers on that video being unable to state in, as you say, lengthy cross-examination, a single so-called illegal order, it just proves the point. It's a general call for rebellion from the CIA and the armed services of the United States by Democrat lawmakers, saying that you have not only the right but the duty and the obligation to defy orders of the commander-in-chief.
You must refuse the illegal orders, but we don't know which ones we're talking about. Now, the question tonight, could these 6 members of Congress, can they be charged with a crime? Let's take a look at this. 18 U.S. Code 2383, quote, whoever incites, sets on foot, assists or engages in any rebellion or insurrection against the authority of the United States or the laws thereof, or gives aid and comfort thereto, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both, and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. Now, tonight's question: did these Democratic lawmakers attempt to incite insubordination among members of the military and in our intel community? Did they provide comfort to their targets when they promised to, quote, have their backs? What was their intention? Were they hoping to destabilize President Trump's executive branch, undermine his constitutional role as commander-in-chief, and complicate his authority as such? Now, if the answer to these questions is yes, what happens next?
All right. So Congress voted to release the Epstein files, and now the bill is on Trump's desk alongside a Diet Coke, a nameplate that says world's best president, and a photo of his favorite talk show host. Yeah. The Senate voted unanimously, and the House 427-1, which means one guy is having an awkward day. I think we have a picture of the holdouts. Now, so unlike Ilhan Omar's wedding pictures, these documents are going to be public. But what does this vote really mean, besides a few people suddenly booking one-way flights to Cuba? Democrat Rep. Stacey Plaskett may just have given us a preview. She was caught colluding with Epstein to hurt Trump during a hearing, and she's still on the House Intel Committee. Well, that's probably a coincidence, like when I'm always clearing my browser history before my wife comes home. But watch as one lying dope tries to play down her crimes.
They want to give them another headline, which is that they've arraigned a Democratic member for taking a phone call from her constituent, Jeffrey Epstein, in the middle of a hearing. And of course, I don't think there's any rule here against taking phone calls in a hearing.
Oh, okay. So Jeffrey Epstein was her constituent. That's like calling OJ your marriage counselor. Whoa. But there's more, because the great thing about Dems, their plans for Trump always blow up in their faces, or pants. Like when Schumer was asked why we didn't hear about the files when Biden was in office. His answer is pure idiot gold.
Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Or not every American, but so many Americans are asking. What the hell is he hiding?
Seems like he answered a totally different question. You know, like when my writers ask why their paychecks are late, and I reply, this is my pet Doberman, and he bites complainers. Still, just like the Russian collusion hoax, some think it could spell the end of Trump.
His body language is so extraordinary. I wonder if this is the event, the kind of singularity or the apex kind of predator, and that is people start fleeing from him.
I think this, I don't know. I feel like we're going to have President J.D. Vance by the end of 2026. I get it, but he is the vice president.
You think this ends his presidency prematurely?
Yes. He'll be sick. He'll be that. Yeah. I do. I think he's not going to make it to the end. Be careful.
My God, those two combined couldn't make one brain. What did he say? He said singularity, apex predator in the same sentence. They don't even mean the same thing, you weirdo. I'm thinking this prediction will age worse than that Bruce Jenner book, I Will Never Become a Woman. Okay, he's basing this on body language. These are the same people who somehow miss Joe Biden's body language. He tumbled down 2 flights of stairs and they'd call it rhythmic gymnastics. But already the Dems must have regrets. Obama official Larry Summers says he's leaving the public eye after emails revealed he took advice from Epstein on picking up chicks. What's next for him? Getting travel tips from the 9/11 hijackers? I knew it would hit. Hakeem Jeffries now must explain why he begged for money from Epstein after being convicted as a sex offender. And Jasmine Crockett actually claimed Lee Zeldin received money from Jeffrey Epstein, neglecting to point out it's a different Jeffrey Epstein. But Crockett's deliberate error points out the risk of this document dump. It's not about the emails, it's about what the Dems and the media will do with them, as they happily put the guiltless in the crosshairs. People will be punished for their proximity, like a small village when Joy Behar does a cannonball. Now, oh, thank you. Now, I bet you're wondering, am I in these emails? To be fully transparent, I guess I should tell you I am. But I want you to see them here first, so you don't get surprised and are disgusted, and you lose your trust in me. So here's the first one. Hey, Jeffrey, you know, I think this sex trafficking ring is bad. B-A-D. And those aren't my cufflinks you found in the hot tub. Here's another one. Jeffrey, yeah, I'll take a rain check coming to your island. I'm busy teaching piano lessons to sick orphans. I apologize for these. The last one, Jeffrey, I am not interested in your little romps. As always, I only have eyes for my faithful wife of 20 years, who I call my guiding light. She's my everything. And that wasn't me who clogged the toilet on the Lolita Express. So, pretty sure that's all there is. But if this were, yeah, for today, if this were a real Trump scandal, you would have gotten him already. It's the Dems who should worry. And do you think the Dems or the media hold any credibility after the Joe Biden cover-up or the collusion hoax, which flooded the zone with absurd rumors? The media ate it up, telling us daily that the walls are closing in, and it turned out to be nothing. So remember who you're dealing with. That's why people elected Trump the most transparent president in history. He holds more press conferences than James Carville sheds skins. Trump made releasing these files part of his campaign. And one thing is clear, the public wants sunlight, which could mean a rainy day for Democrats. Let's welcome tonight's guest. This steel is so sharp, she moonlights as a Ginsu knife. Host of the Sage Steel Show, Sage Steel. Kids are always pointing at him and saying, that's him, mommy. Host of Jim Norton Can't Save You, comedian Jim Norton. She battles online vipers while changing dirty diapers. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor Captain. And his handshake comes with a medical waiver. Former NWA World Champion and host of the Planet Tyrus podcast, Tyrus. Sage, awesome to see you. And congratulations, you just got married.
Yes, I did.
How long
Thank
have
you?
Yes. How long are you married now?
2.5 months.
Wow.
So far, so good.
So the
yeah.
the shine is already worn off.
When it's round 2, the shine stays.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. So what do you make of this scandal? Do you think it's... I feel like the dog not barking is the Democrats because we've known Trump for 10 years now and nothing's come out.
That is the part that literally cracks me up. Because if you don't laugh sometimes, you cry, you swear, you do inappropriate things. If your mother's watching Gutfeld like this,
Yeah.
I mean, it is comical to think about that. I think what this is continuing to prove is the hypocrisy, right? Because where were you? Everybody says this. Where were you for the last 4 years of Joe Biden? You were silent. And then all of a sudden, Trump's back in office. Bing, bang, bang. We have to make sure that we hang him by his toenails and whatever else we're willing to hang him by to make sure that he is the one while having no accountability. Here's the thing that I want people to remember. When everybody is talking about Joe Biden and all the Democrats are now bitching and moaning about this, what happened? I mean, this is the same president that didn't know cocaine was in the White House, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly didn't know. This is the same president. I mean, we know he's had some issues. I know exactly where the files are. You know where they are? You guys know where they are? The files in Joe Biden's garage. I mean, I'm sure, absolutely. He knows they're there. He just forgot. And he forgot to tell us. That's all it is at this point. So literally, go digging to the man that was in the commander-in-chief for the last 4 years who chose to ignore it during those years. Just saying.
Yeah, you know, Jim, is this the last time we're going to see you on this show?
Greg, I mean, it doesn't look good.
You know what's great, though? Jim Norton is such a common name. There's got to be like 300 or 400 of them in the United States.
Absolutely, and only a few of us would go over there. I would always hate that because I'd get to the door, they'd say, Jim Norton's already here. I'd go, Jeff, and he would invite me. He loved it when you said that. He was a fun guy. What a dystopian world. You know, when a congressman can't go to Epstein's house and kick his feet up. I mean, we really are in a dictatorship.
Yes.
But it's funny to me, like, to me, the politics here are just so not important. Like, there's not Republican pedos or Democratic pedo. Like, I mean, do you really think that they break down by party lines? Yeah. People who have sex with kids. I mean, no one's like, I'm a pedophile. Well, I better run as a Democrat. It's just not. Don't isolate by that, by the way. You kind of talk in sound bites, and I just said I'm a pedophile. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm not. But trust me, I dread seeing a kid on a plane. I can't imagine checking into a hotel together. You know, but I don't think party has anything to do with it. Maybe the way they handle it.
Yeah,
yes, like
I think
who they go after.
The problem that the Dems have is that he's a Democrat. Epstein gave so much money to them, so they didn't think far enough ahead going after Trump on this, because it's gonna if he's giving all that money to Dems, there's the likelihood there's more correspondence there. What say you, Kat? Do you think we're going to see anything? Is this all smoke and no fire?
No, there's nothing good's going to be in it anymore. Like, nothing juicy is going to be in it anymore. I think that it actually will be bipartisan in terms of being ultimately underwhelmed by this.
Yes.
And that's because they're giving it to us, right? That's like when someone's like, you can go through my phone. That means they've already deleted it all.
Right. It's like the JFK stuff. It's like the UFO stuff.
It's like all the stuff. It's like everything that's ever come out of the government. They're like, here's the files. And we're all like, the files. And then they suck.
Yeah.
It's every single time.
We were promised so much with the JFK stuff. And then when we didn't, what did we get? Tyrus, do you remember anything we got from that?
I think everyone thought the driver did it. I think that was like the best we could come up with, because there was... You're right. It's anytime anything's been redacted, that means they just, listen, we're going to delete all the important, shred all the important stuff, and then we're just going to randomly put black lines on other stuff to make everyone think this is important.
Yeah.
You know, because whatever they had, and I feel like we keep saying this over and over again. You have been trying for a decade to get rid of President Trump by any means necessary. Hook, crook. If you were to tell me all this time, all you had to do was get one email from him and Epstein from a file you've had for 12 years, you should be embarrassed. Like, all the stuff you made up, all the things, all the money wasted, dossiers and Russian this and that and fake this and that, and all the time there was an email between him and Epstein. What could possibly be in that sentence that would just get everyone to go, got him, coach?
Yeah.
Get out. Like, you have nothing. If you, the ugliness of this is that the victims were dragged through the mud instead of getting their justice because they thought, they just hoped to drag them through the, maybe we could sensationalize one thing in an email with President Trump enough to get him out.
Yeah.
So they were just fine with ruining all these young women's lives instead of arresting the creepy bastards who did this, regardless of what size check they wrote to either party.
Yeah.
That's the ugly thing. And if you rip the Democrat and Republican thing out and just, let's just arrest the pedophiles today, I don't think the American people would have a problem with that.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.